come to the bold analysis. Security experts have analyzed the CDF General Kahariri speech on the Ruto must go chant, and opinions are divided, with the big question as to why the commander-in-chief has now dragged the respected military into murky, dirty political corners. It is something that is a wrong precedence. Even Uhuru Kenyatta is really touted as a man that was closest to the military, but we didn't see that extent. So in terms of breaking records, are we even breaking the wrong records? And in this podcast, I'm going to look at why exactly the army is being dropped, the military is being dragged into the political space, and it is a big blunder. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our videos, and thank you very much for supporting this podcast. Subscription is absolutely free. I listened to Kahariri's speech. His speech was excellent until when he decided to express his views on the current political shakeup. The law binds the CDF to remain apolitical, something he mentioned. Any politically affiliated statement from the CDF is a violation of the Constitution, the KDF Act, and military regulations. General Kahariri made a statement that military is apolitical, but the reaction over Ruto must go is being constructed as in a very negative manner. In circumstances where there is a visible political difference between the people and the government, the military listens to its people and the government of the day and quietly improvise a way of ensuring countries' political stability without openly expressing on which side they lean. Article 239, 3 of 2010 Constitution states that national security organs, including the KDF, shall not act in a partisan manner, further any political interest, a prejudice, a political cause. Article 241, 3C specifies that KDF shall not engage in any political activities. Let's listen to this sound from General Kahariri for a minute.
Wakati watu wanaamua kwamba tumechoka na hii serikali na mlichagua wenyewe, alafu mnasema must go. That must go must be done according to the Constitution. Si ni kweli? Yeah, so that's why people question kwa nini military inakuwa deployed. We have a responsibility. We took an oath to defend the Constitution, to defend the Republic, and that's why it is necessary that the security institutions are professional, and the professionalism will come through academic experts, through such institutions.
We also need to repair our broken political landscape to create a resilient state and nation. As a nation, we must pivot on an uncompromising commitment to our democratic polity. This will ensure the indefinite survival of our state and nation.
Professional militaries, professional intelligence services are critical for stability and security of states. If you look at terrorism and our response to it, we have gotten where we have to a point that you find the country secured 2+ years without experiencing major terrorist attacks or such threats. Not that they haven't been there. The attempts, so many of them have been foiled, including recently. But it is because of adopting that multi-agency approach, intelligence-led operations that have enabled us to get where we are. We are not saying we are out of the woods. Security does not just belong to those of us that practitioners in the security sector. It boils down to each and every individual citizen, both from the public and the private sector.
So he is on a very neutral ground. What he said there is just that Constitution protects the presidency and the government of the day. And he acknowledges that Ruto can be removed, but it has to be removed through the ballot. However, there are two arguments that did he make the statements are they his personal views or the position of the military? And if you ask him that question, the answer is straight. That is the position of the military. When you are as a CDF, it is not easy for Kenyans to say for someone to say that was your personal view, because you carry the responsibility or you carry a bigger mantle beyond your personal views. However, the Ruto must go is a charged political course by the people saying we don't want the government of the day. So while he knows, and all of us know, that any regime change should not border anarchy, because we still need this country, and it should be through the constitutional legal means. But when you speak yourself as if you are reminding, people see a different interpretation that probably you are supporting military. I want to give you a good example. I received a call on today on Saturday morning I was there, anonymous, from one of our subscribers. I realized she's a bit elderly, and she's not in Kenya, she's abroad. Now, we had a long conversation about the state of politics in the country. And then, toward the end of it, what she was telling me, na sasa sinasikia jeshi pia ina support Ruto. You know? And that then struck my mind that is the perception getting out there. And that is why some of us are saying General Kahariri was right, but putting up his voice in it, does he have political rights? Yes. But when, of course, that those saying Ruto must go means they are against Ruto. So when you come and put up your voice in that, while you create the sanity and you are impacting the moral question in the Ruto must go, but then it's also understood as someone who is partisan. So today, Brigade responded to this in Naivasha, and there is something said calling out that it was a mistake and he can't help Ruto even if so.
Sisi hatuna shida na mtu yeyote. Na tungetaka kuambia mkuu ya majeshi, General Kahariri, wewe mtoto wetu wa nyumbani. Please. The military is a respected organization in this country because it has conducted itself professionally since independence. And it's the only institution that the people of Kenya trust. Please, usilete siasa kwa mambo ya majeshi. Majeshi kazi yao ni kulinda Kenya from external enemies. And that is the work of the military. So wewe usiingizwe kwa mambo ya siasa ya William Ruto. Hata ukijaribu kusaidia William Ruto, pahali mambo yake imefika saa hii general, uweze msaidia. Hawa wananchi wamewachana na yeye. Mmewachana na yeye ama bado? There is no way you can help him. So tunauliza general, please let the military remain a professional outfit because it is the only institution that the people of Kenya trust. So don't bring politics into the military. And for your information, hiyo Ruto must go, si kusema ati atolewe ofisi kinyume ya sheria. No. Watu is a clarion call in preparation for the general election. Ruto atatolewa kikatiba na uchaguzi wa 2027. In a democratic and constitutional process. So, General, I'd like to correct you. that call of Ruto must go is just a preparation, ni rehearsal. Watu wanafanya kujikubu. So don't tell us that it's unconstitutional. No. Nobody is saying William Ruto atolewe kwa kiti outside the law. Itafanyika tariki 10 mwezi wa 8 2027 in a democratic and constitutional election. So General, tafadhali enda kwa barracks, linda Kenya. Wacha mambo mingi. Wachana na siasa. Hii siasa ni ngumu General, itakuchoma. Wachana naye. Wacha rais ajiulize kwa nini Wakenya wamemwacha. Ajiite kama mkutano kidogo ajiulize. Mbona hii watu ya Naivasha walinipenda, wameniwacha? Si mlipenda wewe? Mlimpigia kura mkumpigia? Mmewachana na yeye hamjawachana? Mmetoka UDA hamjatoka? Sasa ajiite mkutano ajiulize. Where did I go wrong? Na akiwa honest to himself, ni kwamba alituahidi atatuweka pesa kwa mfuko. Akarudi ile kidogo tulikuwa naye kwa mfuko akafanya nini? Si ni makosa yake hiyo? Akiambiwa anakasirika. Anasema tuko na mapepo. Alisema atajenga mabarabara, amekuja ameahidi. Amefanya hajafanya? Sasa ajiulize, hawa watu ya Nakuru walimchagua. Sasa anakimbia kila pahali akiwa na kina Raila, anaita hawa wa kabila. Siku walimchagua, walijua yeye si moja yao. Kwa nini unawatukana? So rais, ujiite kama mkutano, ujiulize ni wapi ulipotea. Lakini hata ukipiga kelele, hata ukifanya nini, mambo ya watu, and I told you kabla tuachane, nikakwambia betrayal has no remedy in this region.
From that, the opposition team, those that are Ruto's competitors, can see that military seems to be siding with him, while in real sense that is not the case. Martha Karua, Okiya Omtatah have also weighed on this matter, and even saw some fellows from Bunge la Wananchi weighing out, regretting why the military is getting involved in the murky political. That's uncharted space for them. If you ask me, that is uncharted space for the men in uniform. And even within the ranks, we have some of our subscribers here, very good people from the military, who say that it is not in good taste for the general to make that statement. And opinions are divided. I believe for those who, during the Gen Z protest, and it's very regrettable because during the Gen Z protest, when the military were deployed in the streets, Kenyans received the soldiers. When they deployed in the CBD, when they left the barracks, Kenyans received the soldiers. And I think the country was pregnant. Even if it was going to give birth to a military government, people had thought maybe that. So that also, this statement also injures the reputation of the most respected institution. In the spirit of protecting the image of the institution of military, that is why opinions are a bit divided on this. And let me give you a short story. In 1982, if you read the 1982 coup, not the coup planners, not the three arms, Kenya Navy, Kenya Army, Kenya Air Force. There was one that saved Moi. I don't know which one. I know, but you guys can tell us. The coup planners had one. Probably they had, I think, KDF, Army. But between Navy and Air Force, there's one that helped Moi, and probably it was Air Force. So this can actually create divisions within, because not all the people. I remember just recently we had a story where there was an outcry that military food ilikuwa imetolewa, ilikuwa, I don't know, They were being supplied free food, so they were introducing pay as you eat. And they really protested it. So this has to be a bit careful so that we don't hurt the image of that institution. But the big question is this: why did the commander-in-chief drag the military in it? And remember, such a Ruto must go is a very sensitive thing going on in the country. And so the military boss cannot just weigh on it just that way. It is not just a coincidence, and it is not an accident. I'm seeing 4 things. Number 1 is, and thank you very much, Dr. Wanderi, for really helping putting this together. I like giving credit where it's due. Is the president interested on creating loyalty camps in the military? Loyalty camps. Is he feeling a threat? And that is a question. Take a minute. General Kahariri, the CDF, is telling those chanting Ruto must go. Those chanting Ruto must go, just chanting Ruto must go is not something illegal. It is not unconstitutional to chant Ruto must go. You can even take your microphone and walk along the road saying Ruto must go, Ruto must. It is not unconstitutional. Okay? What is unconstitutional is a coup. Nchi kwenda kubeba president kutoa ikulu ama military coup. The only two. The only military coup or civilian coup. As a man who is CDF, is he foreseeing any of the two? Was he foreseeing a military coup or a civilian coup? Because as much as he's addressing the Ruto must go fellows who are civilians, he's also a leader for the military. Was he foreseeing such a coup? And that is why the experts are saying this would have created some loyalty camps. There are camps that think what he's saying, there are camps that think otherwise. The second objective why they've been dragged is to create a scare strategy targeting the youthful dissidents. Okay? When young people realize, oh, tukiprotest, jeshi ndio watakuja, it's part of that scare strategy. I don't know that it has ever worked or not, but I said. NIS are looking at a pre-2027 anti-Ruto revolution. I don't know from what corner, but I can guess that there will be no revolution. And if there will be a revolution, and that revolution will not end up on removing Ruto in power before 2027. That revolution might actually create a bigger collective reason for Kenya to change regime. Yes, and if there is a regime change, it will be done through the ballot. Unless the military one. But the civilian coup has been contained. Been contained by the bullets and everything. Perception that military is Ruto is needed. And if you ask me, the intelligence team all together, such a statement will be good for president, because it then creates a perception that hata kama jeshi wanamsupport, nyi mtamtoa. So uliona jeshi lisema history Ruto must go lazima ishe. Now those are the kind of perceptions that people create. And it's supposed to bring and that is why you see the likes of Rigathi responding. It's supposed to bring a perception that Ruto is irremovable. Cannot be removed. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my take. Thank you. Let's meet in the next.